you know, it's just, there is, like you say, it's just this.
Yes.
But I guess what I mean is whatever is speaking these words is the same that's hearing these words from that side. It seems that way to me, that it's the same, that there is no separate Robert from Walter in this way.
Okay. There is no separate Robert from Walter. I agree with you, because any Robert that you're aware of is in your mind. You don't even know that I'm here, really. You can't really know that. You assume it. You assume that there are all these various people, but on the actual, this is why I say we don't know much. On the actual knowledge level, this could be a dream you're having or a fantasy. But even if it isn't a dream or a fantasy, what you know of Robert is what you know. And here you're a middle-aged guy and you're looking at this old man and you see what you see. Someone else with a different experience looks at Robert, and sees a completely different being. And so this is the point I made repeatedly in the 10,000 things. What you see is you. What you think is you. There's not a you who's thinking things and seeing things. The seeing is you. The thinking, the thoughts are you. Without those, it's just a body. That all of that is what makes you you. You have a unique point of view. There's no one else around that sees things in the way that you do. So there is not actually a Robert. There's a Robert for me, but there's not really a Robert for you. What there is your mind that you're aware of, and Robert is an image in that mind. It's all you, and that's non-duality. See, it's all you, all you. This is what Nisargadatta was trying to teach, but I believe he got it, but he was misunderstood by everyone. And they tried to make something else out of it. They went there and got these lessons from him and then came back to the US because that's where the money is. And they started preaching what they thought Nisargadatta was saying, but they were mistaken in my view. They didn't get it. They really didn't get it. One person got it, Nisargadatta said. Only this Godman got it. One person who went to see Nisargadatta got it, according to Nisargadatta, and the rest didn't understand anything he was saying. And yet those people who he says didn't understand him went back to the US and started preaching about Nisargadatta and his ideas. So they were preaching nonsense. And that's what became non-duality. The nonsense was preached in the 70s and 80s. And by the late 90s, you had non-duality, which is an industry. Before then, there wasn't much talk of non-duality. That word didn't even come up very much, hardly at all. So
I agree what you say about a unique point of view, but it's not my point of view, because, you know, enculturation, indoctrination, society, all these influences, education, plus I've experienced you in a certain way that's different from the way obviously your wife would experience you or your close friends. I know you in a different way than John Troy. So I only have what was presented to me or what was available to me as far as information, and even my experience of Robert Saltzman wasn't anything I chose. So in the end, whatever opinions or views are being expressed are really not even mine.
Well, yes, I agree with what you're saying. All of this information comes from who knows where, but you asked to interview me,
Yes.
not the next person. I mean, you can only do so many interviews in a life. So this is one that you have chosen because Robert is different from Joe Schmo. Otherwise, you could interview anybody, and that would be a whole different interview program. Because so we have to honor that. Whether we can dissect that down to the roots of it, we can't, in my view. But we have to see individual differences. If we don't allow individual differences, we're in hell. We're absolutely in hell.